Hello Marvel Heroes fans, my name is Wilfred and this is Squirrel Girl, one of my favorite heroes in this game and probably in the comic books kind of setting as well, because she's kind of odd. Now she is the nanny for the daughter of Luke Cage and Jessica Jones. She has defeated Doctor Doom on her own. Also a big fan and friend of Iron Man, related to some other battles with the villains out there. She is a hero on her own right. I love the voice acting. Some may not like it. It's acquired taste, but I thought it was really talented kind of product there. Now, Squirrel Girl can be played as a summoner, can be played as like a range and melee. I'll talk a little bit about the options here and there. So for the veterans, I'm going to describe to you the changes the game has made to Squirrel Girl after the biggest update ever. And for the new player, I would like to introduce her as a hero to you. And I have a lot of fun for the range build that I have here. So now, before the biggest update ever, Squirrel Girl can be played as the melee, which I use it to level. I had a lot of fun, but it's never quite viable in the end game. You could play her as a summoner. I think summoner is kind of okay, but it didn't really talk to me. Because they have a lot of changes here and there, and in the end I kind of lose out on the number of the scrolls from 30 to 15, and although they say that things remain the same, but it's never quite the same. And I play the range build really mainly, using the scroll as a buff to her power. And by the way, meet the little scrolls here. Now this is Tipito, introduced into the game by one of our community members through the unique design, and Tipito is now a permanent fixture after the biggest update ever, if you spec her that way. And also 3 of her friends, Mr. Freckle, Nutso, and also Sleepy Pete. These 3 there, right, in that order. And you have the Nutso as well, who's been in the game, I believe, since the very beginning, from one of the artifacts. And there you go. You have 5 scrolls here, plus 15, you have 20. Not quite the 30 that we used to have, but we are getting there. So maybe Marvel Heroes Omega 3.0, then we will see 30 scrolls for Squirrel Girl after they upgrade the technology. So 1.0, 15 scrolls. 2.0, 20 scrolls. I don't know. I'm hoping more. That's my dream. All right. So now, after the biggest update ever, there's quite a lot of changes to Squirrel Girl, and the most significant one is, I believe, is the range build here. There's a lot of improvement to the power, a lot of interaction as well. Some powers are managed with the number of scrolls, no longer just pop the power here and there. This was the old signature. And you have to observe how many scrolls you have here before you can pop some power. And it's kind of nice because it's kind of interactive in some sense without too like monotonous, just cooldown mashing. Now I've tried the melee build. I didn't like it. I think the direction is correct. They have a main, he has a legitimate main spender as the melee, which is good news. But I don't really like the way that you have to incorporate the tail into the whole dodge buff kind of thing. I find it a little bit clunky to play, and also I didn't really feel it as a melee. So I don't really enjoy melee. As for summoner build, one of the power that I really enjoyed as the summoner was the Saboteur. I think in the past it was kind of interesting. You see all the nuclear kind of like scroll here and an explosion as a summoner kind of thing was really, really fun at one point. Just spamming all those things that keep exploding. But the way they change it into a number of charges and become a cooldown kind of thing, and it just doesn't kind of like gel. And sometimes I miss as well. Like I use the Saboteur on the dummy, spam it, and then nothing hits the dummy. They just spread across and explode somewhere else. So I didn't really like the way that the summoner are designed. So this build I'm really going into the pure range itself. So I'm going to show you a little bit more, talk a little bit more about how to spec her and so on and so forth. I have a lot of fun, and I hope you do too. All right. So this part of the video is about deep diving onto Squirrel Girl's power, trait, and talent, and also talk a little bit about summoner gear, because I think some of you may not be familiar with it. There's a lot of changes on that department. All right, so now this is a ranged build. So I'll start with the archetype. The archetype is fighting and speed, crit hit damage as the trait itself. She can summon up to 15 scroll, then with another 4 extra from the passive, that's like 19 if so you wish to. Each scroll will have the physical damage as well. And now after the biggest update ever, after the summoner change, even if you in the past you cannot, there are only a few stats that go into the pets. Now it changes. If you spec for say physical damage, the physical damage bonus will go into the scroll as well, the benefit the pet as well. So pet is very much like part of your power set. Just treat summon tag as a melee tag, as a range tag. It's just an extra flavor to it. So in a melee hero, all the melee tag kind of like benefit from the melee damage type. Range type, and then after that summon is summon type. That's all it is. Last but not the least, she is a deflect dodge hero, so a little bit fragile in the sense that everything will live up to chance, but it is what it is. Okay, now the first tier I would like to recommend the Howbuster, change the scroll presence into Howbuster. So how it works is that Howbuster was the previous signature, so you probably would know that. But now they changed the game a little bit differently. Is that when there are no scroll, you can't use a Howbuster. Can't make sense. But as you get enough scrolls into the whole thing, you can start to pump the Howbuster. Now 15 of them will launch onto the target. So it depends on how many scrolls that you have. If you only have like a few, say like 4 of them, then you only have like a few of them that go in. So that's how it works. All right, so that is one of them. You could also, there are things like, if you like the old basic power, which bounce around the mobs for whatever the reason. I will not recommend basic power, but say if you are into it, you could actually transform the basic power into the old one before the update, to have it bounce around the target, and also that it will have a chance to proc the death from the tree, which was an old power, now it's no longer on the tree itself. I've tried that, it doesn't proc too often, so I didn't really like it, but if you are leveling, then why not? Alright, then the next tier I would like to recommend to summon Mr. Freckle, Nutso, and Sleepy Pete as 3 extra kind of like scroll, and each one of them deal the twice the normal scroll damage, so that's pretty nice. I think this is one of the attempt to replace this special force that we used to have to momentarily summon a few more scroll, and after that get a little bit confusing, like which one get this replaced and so on and so forth. So now at least they do some permanent scroll for us, that we don't need to worry about that summoning order kind of thing in the past. Okay, so by the way, going back to Tippy Toe, is that Tippy Toe, this is a girl's best friend. Tippy Toe will give you 6 times the normal kind of scroll damage, which is quite a fair bit. I also reduced the spirit cost as well, reduction in 10%. So in a sense, I think it's rather nice to have that. I mean, you can see this, I'm not using any catalyst that returned spirits, and yet I am able to sustain if I so I wish to. Like, you can just look at the thing, it doesn't really drop too fast. And by the way, a big tips for those who are new to the game is that you could actually, move around while holding a target here and there. You can do that, so you will not lose the momentum of it, So it's nice. So as you are doing some patrol kind of thing, you can just dash around away from the enemy, and you can just keep doing that. Now at 15 scroll, right? So it's a lot of scrolls there. Okay, so that is the 3rd tier, and after that, I would like to recommend the Pick Them Apart, which is the auto Acorn always as maximum possible rate of fire, and Sick Them also kind of like. So if you look at the auto fire Acorn, right? It's supposed to build up the fire. So at first it's slow, and after that the longer you hold it, get faster, if you recall in the past. So now, with this talent, it's just always been really good. So if you are using the auto fire Acorn like I do, then you pick this power instead of this one here, right? And also Sick Them, once you have enough scroll, you can do a Sick Them, and Sick Them will sort of like make them vulnerable to the scroll power. Now there aren't a lot of scroll power. I mean, okay, there are some scroll power here. There aren't a lot. So this one is scroll power, so main spender, which is nice. And you have the scroll apocalypse. I'll to you in just a bit. Acorn Artillery is not. Then you have Howbuster. It is the scroll power. Raining Rodent, surprisingly, is not. I mean, if this is not Rodent, I mean, if these are not screw, I don't know what these are. But anyway, Rodent is what red is it? I don't know. Anyhow, so yeah, so it kind of buffed the scroll power, which quite a fair bit. It also make the Acorn always maximum rate of fire, which is great. There's a rest of it. I don't really think that you can't need to look into too much into it. The last tier is that this is the best improvement to the whole build. By the way, one of the best. Is the scroll Apocalypse. In the past, you have to reapply the kind of like vulnerable kind of thing every 8 seconds and whatnot. But now they make it a cooldown power. Also, the kind of like it become like it project more. It make it like wider in a sense, and it give more damage. So it can go something like that. So whoa, look at this whole one bar of it. So that's fantastic here, right? It's just because they give you more projectile. And now become a cooldown power, you can just spam it as it is. And by the way, this is bleed. So if you like to play a bleed build, have some bleed artifact, I think I should have done that anyhow. Then you could actually use that to apply bleed. All right. So now I hope I give you a fair amount of introduction on what she can play as. There aren't really a lot of like thing to pick as arranged. The rest of it that I like to fill up here is I strongly recommend Baffling Dialogue. It does wonderful stuff if you're soloing Cosmic Danger Room, even Cosmic Patrol Zone, as well as kind of like Terminal. It confuses all the mobs around you, and the mob will just attack each other. It kind of nice while you just position yourself and do your scroll thing. So I highly recommend having this one here. I mean, it doesn't really do a lot of DPS. You can't really do it in a raid, but on an everyday kind of build, yes, I mean, you should just consider doing that thing there. All right. So now, that I hope they give you some idea of how all this thing plays out, and that's really about it. There aren't really other things that I would like to introduce. The rest of it are more for melee, which is not what this build is about. Okay, so next bit is really about the gear itself. When it comes to Squirrel Girl, how to gear and so on. Now observe, right? When it comes to gearing, always observe the tag: range, channel, scroll, and it does physical damage. And then this one is summon range, for example, right? So everyone has a tag to it: range, area, bleeding, scroll, that does physical. So I would strongly recommend that if you have any physical, use it. If you have any range, use it. Now there are some summon here and there. So this is a summon power. There aren't really a lot of summon. So this is some summon power, and not even this is summon power. So if you are following this kind of build, summon kind of like a stat is good to have. If you have an artifact that does quite a fair bit of damage, and with the summon, why not use it? But I would say if you are looking into the legendary weapon, grade 80, I mean grade 70, I will just do a Gunir and be happy with it. But if you're doing a grade 80, I would still think that the axe is probably better, because not all the power can benefit both the summon damage plus the generic damage. That's my thought. And also, health wise, I mean, do you really need? I mean, Scroll is invulnerable anyway, so you can't really do a lot of it doesn't, buffing the health of a pet doesn't really help you with this build. All right, so I hope this gives you an idea of how to play Squirrel Girl. Next bit is really demonstrate how you apply all this that you've learned into a Cosmic Terminal. All right. It is Squirrel Girl in Cosmic Kurse with mostly pre-2.0 gears, and my Catalyst does not have any Spirit Return, just some context to what I'm doing here. Grade 70 Legendary. So now I'm going in, I'll explain a little bit. When there's no scrolls, 15 of them, you can't use 6 of them, and also I would strongly recommend accumulate up to 15, then you use the Howbuster scroll. But as you can see, once you start doing it, you can do the scroll Apocalypse, and after that the Acorn Artillery, and things will start to come up in just a bit. So after that you can start to use where are the mobs? You can start to use the signature, the old signature, which is the Howbuster scroll. And there's another signature as well, but I'm going to confuse all these things here. The baffling, baffling dialogue. So this is the ultimate in the past, now become like a signature. So it's very nice. The whole thing is very, very fluid, very fun. You can use that signature here. I mean the old signature, which is the Howbuster, and it's a little bit of like scroll apocalypse, and after that Howbuster there. Get out, don't get hit. Go in. That's it. Okay, very nice. And the well, you can do the rodent. It's raining rodent. All the names are to get used to again. So that's it. All right, nothing much here. To not really a lot thing here. I can do a bit more here, maybe. Yeah. So that's like mostly clear everything. So it's very relaxing playing Squirrel Girl, the range build. So yeah. Then I can do the Howbuster, do the It's Raining Rodent, and that's it, sick them. Another one, can do a Confuse if I want to. Yeah, so they kill each other. There's one more here. Come on, take care of it. Yep, so it has a really cool traveling form as well. Look at this one, a lot of squirrels everywhere. So I go and confuse all these things here, right? And the yeah, just dump out all the damage. You can see here, Howbuster. It'll just seek target as you go. Raining Rodent, and that's about it. Right? So it's very relaxing playing Squirrel Girl. Yeah. I can imagine in the harder content, it's really shine for Squirrel Girl here. Do a confusion here, then they'll start to kill each other. Howbuster. Observe the number of squirrel here. It's rodent time. Alright, so pop the Howbuster and that's it. Done. Yeah. Save some civilians. Last one here. Same drill. It's rodent time. And yeah, it's one of the most like relaxing and kind of also fun. There's a bit of observing how many squirrels are there left and so on. So it is not just spamming the power. It's really about the timing as well, everything. So yeah. So I'm saving my signature for the Kurse in just a bit. So I'm going to use, ooh, wow, 4 splinter. It does happen. It's captured on TV. Okay, so now I'm going to use the ultimate here. It's called Tiny Hug Barrage. Nothing really a lot. It's going to be like kind of some physical, acorn meteor coming down, but it happens really short. Can't really see it, but it's sort of like coming down in 20 seconds or so. It does buff a little bit here and there. So well, we'll see how it goes. All right, so. That is the. Just do a signature here, and the just pumping all these things here. I can't even see what happened here. Let's do an ultimate here, shall we? There's a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, it's rather safe and easy. I mean, do Squirrel Girl. I mean, the spirit is really fine as well. And yeah, that's it. That's about it. Nothing really, there's really no thrill when you play, like no scary moment when you play Squirrel Girl, especially in harder content. Wow, look at her, man. She's like in total, kind of like a cosmic kind of like thing here. Alright, so I hope you get to enjoy this short video on the Squirrel Girl, and hope that you agree with me that playing Squirrel Girl is really, really relaxing. It's a lot more fun than before. So do let me know in the comment box below if you enjoy playing Squirrel Girl, or are you a fan of Squirrel Girl. And as always, leave a comment here, and also check out the link at the description below. There are more videos for you to watch. See you next time. Goodbye.